All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to Honcast here. Deadeye Bounty League action going to be coming at you, of course, being a weekday, this Tuesday specifically. We got Group A action going to be happening here, the $20,000 Deadeye Bounty League. Best of 5, of course. So, again, definitely some good hunt expected to have today. And looking forward to, well, seeing what happens. Obviously, excited to be here. Hopefully, you guys are as well. What is, kind of ultimately been a celebration. Obviously, the patch was the big point, patch 3.7, as far as the 5-year anniversary here of Heroes of New Earth. But, continuing on throughout this week, of course. So, excited to be here for multiple reasons. That'd be one of them. But, again, a best of the 5 matchup. Bad Monkey Gaming versus Team DsBn coming at you, and also a pretty important one. With that said, both these two teams are looking for their first victory here in the Deadeye Bounty League, both of them starting off with the losses you see here on the group standings, and let's just say another loss here would pretty much put you out of contention as far as moving on into the second stage of the event, where most of the money is to be made, of course. So yeah, pretty big deal definitely is what it really comes down to. So with that said, of course, before we get too much into it, I got my co-caster for today, and another one of the top 4 casters coming at you. Actually going to be joined by Shorecan today. Shorecan. How's it going?
Shorecan. I'm doing good. I'm excited to watch BMG play again. I mean, I casted them last time as well, so this is definitely going to be interesting. I do see some ringers, though, on the side of DsBn. I don't know how that's going to affect them this game. I hope not too negatively. We don't want too fast of a series, of course. But starting off with the picks, of course, we have Magnus, Midas, Moira, and Pebbles.
Yeah, that's how we're kicking it off here. Yeah, you bring up a good point about DsBn. Now, obviously, yeah, it's a little unfortunate they are using a couple of ringers. I don't personally know these guys. I don't know if you know Killer for Life or Natsume.
I do know Natsume, and that's Abu 11 Ibrahim.
Okay.
The streamer, he often plays. He's a fun guy to watch. He always has a smile on his face. But I don't know Killer for Life. I haven't seen him often in Team M, and yeah.
All right.
That's all I have to say. But I think they were struggling to find a ringer, or at least that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
In the chat before.
Yeah, so he kind of came last minute here. So, well, who knows? Who knows? Of course, Pee-wee and Pinky Curdy, the players that they're replacing. So, yeah, no doubt a hit, but hey, they're going to give it their best effort and see what they can make happen. Again, every single game, money on the line, $100 on the line here. So, we'll see how that plays out. But Bad Monkey Gaming, they're a team. I mean, you got to think they're on a mission here. Mainly because, again, they still haven't qualified for DreamHack. That's the big thing, I think, to take from it early. Here are the defending world champions, and they're still just shy of qualifying for DreamHack. Only one more chance coming up this weekend. You know that they really want to at least win here to make a point. Okay, things are still fine, and, we'll see what happens in the qualifiers. But yeah, okay, we got to start to really looking over these picks, though. So you mentioned the first two, Puppet Master and then Emerald Warden coming out for Team DsBn. So DsBn, it seems like they're a team that's never going to disappoint when it comes to, well, just doing different things. So what do you take from this, Shorecan?
Well, Emerald Warden did get buffed a tiny bit. He, yeah, basically his wolves deal a bit more damage now, and he has bigger number of overgrowths that he can use. And the point of that, I think, is going to be that they want to block off BMG's woods, because BMG always makes really good use of their woods, even though they don't have a jungler. And Emerald Warden can, of course, now technically block every single camp. There's 5 of those overgrowths available. I don't know if you want to skill it first, but, I mean, if you can block off the entire enemy woods, you automatically have such an insane gold lead. So I'm really interested to see what they're going to do with it, because there have been ideas with my own team in the past with Emerald Warden where yeah, he gets played in a similar role, like kind of supporting off-lane suicide type deal. But
okay,
yeah, I'm interested to see how they're going to run it, like typical carry, or whether they're going to run it as a semi-support, because I think both are very possible.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, it most certainly has some decent carry potential. In essence, is kind of scaling with the silencing shot right there. It's plus attack damage as magic damage on top of the base damage that it does. So has some pretty good bursty potential throughout the whole game. In fact, but that is really interesting to hear about the overgrowth. That strategy, perhaps, is that the mentality here, or maybe they're just simply again trying for something different. The silencing shot itself, again, 5 seconds of silence on a single target is pretty strong as well, so you can't overlook that. But as Quincy pointed out, I mean, this is the first time we have seen Emerald Warden on record, at least since he has been covering these stats. So check marking off one of the very few that have still yet to be seen. But Gemini coming out as carry of choice. Well, I mean, they already had the Puppet Master, but I guess also want another carry option, and in this case, probably going to be the short lane carry, I would think, in Gemini here.
I mean, they do have the choice to run it Suicide as well. I've seen Boxy play it a couple of times, but that's the interesting thing with that Puppet Master as well, though. They have those two heroes, and Balthazar is very often the one playing that Puppet Master. Or at least that's what you see most of the time. So they're running a dual carry for sure, I think. Yeah,
well, actually, in the DreamHack qualifiers, I don't know if it was in the finals or not, but they did run Boxy on Puppet Master in middle, actually. So, yeah, we'll see if maybe it's something along those lines as well. But holy crap, Martyr coming out here. We got several very interesting picks, to say the least. Now, Martyr's an interesting one, especially because, again, not necessarily this patch, but got one the previous chain balance patch or whatever you want to call it. He got this pretty big rework there in that one. So I've always been a huge fan of this Martyr hero, a very aggressive support style hero, especially with that immolate of his. So, or retribution, excuse me, the Q. I like to call it immolate. Anyways, point is, yeah, this has definitely got some rework here. Devour to finish it off. But what do you think of that Martyr pick?
Okay. Team M, Boxy always plays it middle or Suicide, and it's. I wanted to say this. Fusin playing the support Puppet Master, Root of Z going to go middle instead of Make or Martyr, I guess, this game, because, they always do the replacement thing. But I don't know how it's going to work out with a Martyr, and it is going to be Balthazar playing the Gemini, as you said earlier. But what I've seen from Boxy when he plays Martyr is that he goes for an Elder Parasite, and then a Shield Breaker. I kid you not. I kid you not.
What is the logic?
Okay, so basically what he would do is get himself to low health, put his W on himself so he doesn't take any more damage, and then ulti the target he's, facing. That target's going to have 1 HP, and he's just going to auto-attack him down.
Okay.
It's pretty strong. I've lost the games of TMM, some games of TMM to it. It's really annoying. And it's a really difficult hero to kill already.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you build more for that physical damage presence, then it's possible for you to get it, if you do go for those items.
Yeah.
But I really wonder what he's going to do this time.
Yeah, so that's what you're saying, in more of the TMM style. Obviously, that doesn't necessarily translate always the best into the competitive scene, into tournament play. But perhaps he's going to kind of stick to his guns right there and show us what it's all about, the potential of it. But, yeah, again, with that rework, he now has that capability to kind of do that life swap, of course, with the hand-in-hand. You can use it offensively now. Also interesting, the Soul's Conviction. Now, kind of a different tool where you swap your mana and your life as well. So looking forward to seeing him use that. But you mentioned the wings. That's the big part, the Guardian Angel, the 100% damage reduction while it's on you and you take it after the fact. Is that warrant enough, you think, to get a Nullfire Blade here? Like, should Emerald Warden prioritize a Nullfire Blade even?
I think so for sure, but there is this one little gimmick that you can do with Guardian Angels. I don't know if it's fixed, but you can Storm Spirit yourself when the Guardian Angel is about to wear off, and then you don't take any damage.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
You have broken the game.
I have broken the game.
Oh
that is a possibility. You don't want that happening, so a Nullfire is definitely going to be something you want to pick up. Like,
yeah.
I could see Fusin picking up a Storm Spirit and then just using it on whoever's got the wings on him. It's it's broken.
Yeah, that's one of those things where, I mean, I would think that that's meant to be. Like, I would think because that's what Storm Spirit does. It does make you, immune in that sense, untargetable or whatever. But, yeah, that's really interesting to hear, though. Never really thought about that. Again, not a hero we see really ever on the competitive scene. So I'm glad you brought that up. We'll see if that's a priority item picked up here on the Legion side. With that said, it seems like that would be one to definitely look forward to getting if you to take advantage of that lack of damage output on yourself. So anyways, let's take a look. Okay, so how are we going to lane this here? Let's go with the Hellborn side. That's what I'm really curious. So they got Moira is actually going to be going suicide here in the end. They got the Nymphora support, of course. So Devo is heading top right now.
And that's Penny. And Teltic is playing Nymphora.
Yeah.
What is going on?
They do have 2 ringers, so maybe just throwing it off a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean, we saw the weekend when Teltic played the farming Cersei. I was thinking, oh, maybe they're doing a farming Nymphora. No, he's got wards. That's not happening.
Yeah. No, he's definitely being the main support here in this case. So.
And Root of Z is going to go suicide on that Midas.
Huh.
So, yeah, that he has done it before with the Behemoth, especially during the World Finals as well, but it's not something you generally see him doing.
No. Yeah, I mean, we've actually talked about it in the past. It seems like Midas suicide isn't usually liked amongst a lot of teams. They just prefer to run him in the middle. Do you think, what is the weakness of running a Midas suicide, do you think?
Well, I mean, the main weaknesses is that if you focus him with a strong support, like a Rhapsody, there's not much that Midas can even do. But when you have a support like a Nymphora, it's very possible that Midas is just going to go auto-attack him down, and there's nothing Nymphora can do. So I don't know why teams aren't running as much Midas suicide, but it's probably because they want the hero to snowball. And that's way more possible in the mid lane than it is in the suicide lane.
All right. So Martyr, sure enough, is in that middle lane here. That's really interesting. Again, Make, so he's taken over the role of doing the secondary support jungle pull here on the Magma. So yeah, kind of intriguing noting that, but then we'll see how that shapes up for them. But yeah, this Martyr, no doubt. That's going to be the focus here. Not only how he does here in this middle lane, but how he develops with the item build and whatnot. And so again, this is the thing with Martyr. You harass him, you trade auto attacks, and all of a sudden he launches a retribution in your face. Because you got him fairly low, and all of a sudden you take a crazy burst, and then you could even fall as a result of it. So you got to wonder how comfortable this Killer for Life guy is playing against a 1v1 Martyr. It's not your typical 1v1 matchup hero, is safe to say. How much of a role do you think that may play? You know, again, this is not your usual. To be fair, Emerald Warden isn't either, so I guess both sides kind of have that going for them. But yeah, do you think it is gonna have an influence, or is it really like these guys know enough of the game to not really matter too much?
I'm still just going to say I'm not entirely sure who Killer for Life is, if he is anyone I should know or anything like that. But it's like Emerald Warden is also a strong 1v1 mid hero because he has the highest base range in the game without any buffs to it, 625. Yeah. That might assist a small bit. I mean, Martyr is 600 range himself, so it doesn't make that big of a difference. And Boxy's skipping Bottle because he doesn't need it. He's Martyr. He can swap his HP for mana if he wants to.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, I do see a bit of the experience lacking from Killer for Life, though. He's not trading auto attacks. Rather, he's just letting Boxy auto attack him, and then he's running back himself. So, you know... Oh, but here comes Penny.
Uh-oh, Penny running in with a haster, and the Wolves coming out, going to slow him down. So this should be, I mean, he's still level 1, so he doesn't even have a hook, but it might not matter. Decay doing work, but here comes that Retribution right here on Emerald Warden. Going to turn it. He popped the Soul's Conviction as well, and down goes Emerald Warden. You see the strength right there of that Soul's Conviction. Swapping the mana for the life, that's 100% what saved him, and of course allowed him to also help with the turn kill in the end. Well, I guess we're kind of seeing why, maybe Boxy, why he picks up this hero and likes to do it.
Oh my god, did you see how he baited them?
Yeah.
He baited them for so long. Like, Make was able to stun that entire time, but he's just like, no, Boxy can tank this out, you know, it doesn't matter, it's 25 damage per second from the Decay, and then boom. Damage comes out, Emerald Warden is stunned, and Martyr, oh, I'm going to pop my E, I'm going to survive. So good on him to skill that instead of his W. So, he knows what he's doing. at the moment.
I would hope when you pick up a hero like this, and again, a fairly significant match here. There's money on the line, and like we were talking about, if you lose this series ultimately, then you're probably not moving on to the next round. There's a very, very good chance of that. So, yeah, you want to win this one, and definitely, so you'd expect that he's comfortable with it. He gets the Blood Chalice. Blood Chalice, of course, got a pretty good change here in this last patch. I've been bringing it up. God, look at that retribution damage. But it seems like this is also just this item was almost made for a hero like Martyr. It's kind of perfect for him. Oh my God, they're going toe to toe though, and actually Emerald Warden will come out on top of that one. So we underestimated the silencing shot right there. And it's
yeah, it was. I think it was key timing. But here comes Magnus to finish off the job.
Oh well.
Okay, he just finished off the Emerald Warden middle. But wow. Like, great rotation is coming out from Make for sure, but he caught Boxy by surprise. I think he was just about to pop his E, though, to survive, but wasn't enough. Well, he didn't have any mana, he would have died.
Yeah.
No, he would have just died.
Oh, that's a good point,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You kind of don't want to use that if that's the case.
Yeah, but mid lane now,
yeah,
even with the TP.
It comes in. Now, will they kill Devour? They will, but at what cost here? Magnus level 6, but out come the Winks. Now, it's only level 1, but it is still going to be enough to keep him alive, it looks like, as they wear off right there. Moira in the background, but Martyr not too concerned about that, as we clearly see. So, yeah, Magnus survives, and Puppet Master now roaming in. This is, again, a main support Puppet Master here, level 3, and he's going to drop off the health potion of Martyr, actually, give him that regen. So, but level 6 Emerald Warden, so has his Gawain, or whatever, I believe that's how you pronounce it. That
Gawain.
That little minion of his, yeah, to be able to assist now.
So they're definitely putting the focus on mid lane, and that's what I've been seeing a lot. Oh, the hook comes in but misses. Yep. They've been putting a lot of focus on middle because, in essence, it is the most important lane to win. If you win mid lane, it opens up the map for you, and your map control just grows significantly. So I like what both teams are doing. It's just I think Magnus is better at it because he's more secure than, let's say, a Devourer who needs to hit that hook. And if they have vision of the mid lane, especially during the day, you can just see the other side. And even that mid... Oh, that's Penny's ward. But I'm sure they're going to be putting up a ward of their own.
Yeah.
In short order.
Well, you also compare the secondary supports to one another, Magnus versus that Devourer, and you look at how just Magnus is having such a better time. Level 6 compared to level 2.
Though.
As, actually, yeah, top lane they're going to initiate onto, it looks like that's Pebbles right there, who's been having the great time with the Hellborn team, but not for long, and that goes back to Magnus. His start looking pretty damn good here for the team. Moira going to try to harass as much as possible, but no turn kill to be had, or maybe Devo, he's going to miss the hook, though. Nice sidestep from Maki right there. And, in fact, Maki's running in, throws out the taunt, kind of toying with him a little bit. But, yeah, again, it goes back to the secondary support right now. Magnus doing the creep pull, getting farmed that way, where on the other hand, Devo not doing that. Nice stun to Moira through the jungle, and the beautiful follow-up from Root of Z. Follows up with the auto attack to finish him off. Pebbles, though, they want a turn kill, and it looks like they finally will get one right there on a Magnus. In the meantime, middle lane, actually, we do see a kill on Emerald Warden, but also Martyr goes down. So 1-for-1 exchange, and the bottom tower falling on top of it all. So, well, all 3 lanes having a bit of action, apparently, as Midas gets away.
But look at how good Root of Z is doing now. Like, he was maybe 230, 220, which is really, that's already a good job for a suicide. But it's understandable because he's against an Amphora. But now he's up to 270 GPM, and I was talking about that snowball, man. That's what you want from this hero, and if he gets it, you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be scary. So you see Emerald Warning pointing back to the middle lane right here. Going to roam around a little bit with Diva, and actually they're going to run right into Puppet Master. That should be a free kill. Fusen happened to be going the wrong direction right there. And, well, literally just runs right into them. So at least a free kill happening for this team DsBn here, and Killer for Life getting credit for it. So, one of the couple of ringers here, 230 gold per minute himself, is not doing too shabby, because considering the circumstances. But can't forget about Baltazar, though, having a great time bottom lane. 400 gold per minute about, again, pushing on that bottom tower, and has the early Energizer here at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Midas takes him out.
Yeah, Midas, man. But that whole risky play that Fusen was doing was to get that ward up at the bottom lane. You see it next to the tower, and they know that Devourer is there, yet they're still going to go for it.
Oh, they are. Gemini chasing it on him more. Level 6, not going to matter. She goes down. Magnus, again, what Magnus has been able to make happen, Maki, the one playing it here, has just been great for this Legion team. He's 4-1-2. Probably going to at least get another assist right here as we see. Fusion gets credit for the kill. So, yeah, 4-1-3 now on top of that. But the top lane gets a kill. Is he in trouble? Oh, my God. Yeah, running over with the invis, and the Rev Ward spots him, though. And he, too, will fall. So the lead just continues big time now for Bad Monkey Gaming at this point. Oh, it's not looking pretty for Team DsBn, unfortunately.
Man, like, Pebbles has his PK, but what is it gonna do? Oh, here comes the TP. Actually, is Ice gonna fall?
Is it?
Oh, they just missed him.
Yeah, he's gonna be able to get out of there. He
ported away to his other dog, but, you know, they really want to make use of that portal key now, because otherwise they stand very little chance. With this team, you see the Legion team. Midas isn't the most easy hero to take down just because he's a strength hero, and you know he's already got 1100 health without steam boots. That's only the 6 strength bolstering armband.
Yeah.
And then you have Martyr. Well, I mean, you're not going to kill him. You just not with Nymph Pebbles. Yeah. And then Magnus is having a great time. Also up to 1k HP. I would like to see him pick up Vestments, but, you know, preferably after the PK, because he is 200 gold away from it.
You know, hindsight thing, I guess, but do you think Team DsBn really should have looked to do what, well, basically BMG did with their secondary support? You know, pull the creep wave, farm in the jungle a little bit. Instead, it seemed like Team DsBn, they were very committed to just running a pure support roaming Devour. Were you fine with that? I mean, is that a hindsight thing to say, or should they have done that, you think?
If Penny was able to make stuff happen before Magnus finished pulling the creeps, because that takes quite a while.
Yeah.
Hook mid, though.
There's a nice hook right there. Silencing shot, everything being used, and this time they make sure no chance at getting away at that one. So well played. Now top end in the meantime. Guifix does go down, however, so the exchange is still much in favor of BMG, despite a pretty good hook right there coming out from Devo.
That's the only thing they have right now, and oh my god, the triple sec in the woods is being taken out by Magnus and Midas.
Yeah.
They're just taking control of this game, but actually, they're coming over now.
They want to defend this. Devo has those shards of Harkon on him. Going to stun Midas right there, follow with the Mana Sunder, but Magnus has a nice trio stun himself. He also has a portal key already. That is ridiculous. A secondary support Magnus already being able to pick a portal key. Puppet Master, Arcade Vortex will catch him as they do get the kill on Midas with Pebbles jumping in, but Gemini's here as well. Magnus will fall. Gemini, though, pissed off with Puppet Master, looking for more kills. Devo's getting low himself. That Decay, however, doing some work. A nice hook back in, actually, going to try to finish off Gemini with this team. He's very low himself, and he actually will deny himself in the end, as Gemini is going to be a little too far away, it looks like. Ooh, the dog just not off. Can he get a range for a silencing shot? That would get the kill. You don't want to chase too far, though, as he decides to turn around right there. But, well, I mean, I guess actually Team DsBn, that wasn't as bad for them as it really could have been.
They really won that exchange, but, I mean, the gold difference only dropped by about 800 gold. So, like, they need to turn those kills into tower kills, because that's where the true gold lies. And mid lane now,
well, not going to be a tower kill, but there we go. A kill on a Martyr happening. So the portal key on Guifix, you're talking about, you know, was it going to really be able to snowball like we're used to seeing with the Pebbles? Well, he's managed to actually make it work pretty damn well here.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he did get that really amazing combo off on the, what was it, the Midas and the Magnus, where he just double stunned and double tossed, and now goodbye, Midas.
Jeez, they're just turning it on. Panty's landed some nice hooks here, actually, and that's going to secure you some kills, no doubt.
Yeah, but I think BMG kind of got in over their heads. They were like, oh yeah, we got this game, like, yeah, we have confidence, we can 4v5 them, but that's clearly not the case. I mean, Gemini, you really want to get some more farm on him. I mean, he is really powerful in a 2v2 situation because he's got those AoEs and, like, his ultimate can do a lot of damage, but when he's versus an entire a team of 5, he just gets locked down. Or chased down by an Emerald Warden in this case.
Yeah.
Emerald Warden did go for Ghost Marchers against quite a heavy burst team.
A little risky. And actually going to be stunned right here. Speaking of that burst, he's pretty much going to be locked down to death, and yeah, eventually will fall again. A case of Steam Boots right there may have not necessarily kept him alive, but yeah, you could argue that's a little greedy here from Emerald Warden.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but at the same time, now you need to build some HP items that you normally maybe wouldn't. Like, he could go for the Energizer now, plus a Mystic Vestments, plus then maybe even a Null Stone. Because, I mean, you don't really want to get Puppet Showed.
Yeah.
That'll completely wreck him. Being ranged and all, he's not going to actually chase the hero for quite a while, who he's next to. He's just going to stand still and auto-attack, like pretty much a stun.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, look at, oh, that's right. Retribution's AoE now for Martyr. Wow, I was like, how is he doing this triple stack jungle so well? But then it hit me. They changed that.
Yeah, and he can just keep farming with that Chalice and his E. Although it has a long cooldown, it's pretty ridiculous what he's doing with it.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, being AoE, that really gave him a decent farming tool. And some good synergy overall with the abilities.
I would say it's just decent, though. It's not the best.
Oh, of course.
I mean, you're not going to farm him like a carry.
No.
Even if you do build him like one.
Yeah.
Boxy.
Yeah, it's not going to be it. By the way, okay, yeah, so he does have the maxed out wings as well as the Retribution. Leaving the 1 in the Soul's Conviction, I guess. What is the difference there? Okay, so it just takes a little bit longer at the earlier levels to swap. Ban on the health.
Yeah, but the 100% damage reduction is really something you want. If you don't have it, then the skill becomes really lackluster.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Oh, wow.
Nymphora. Well, he tried.
They had a feeling that the Nymphora was there, and then right before the kill of the tower, Root of Z decided to use his W, which does give vision, the Lion's Pride. So, good game sense by him.
Yeah. He also did try to deny the tower, to be fair, so that in itself pretty much gave it away that he was trying to do that. By the way, we got to talk about this. The Alchemist Bones on Pebbles. Guifix going the Alch Bones to follow up the portal key. Not a typical pickup on a Pebbles by any means, but do you think he's feeling like his team's so far behind that they just need something that's going to just rocket him further, I guess?
I mean, I would like to say that that's the case, but, I mean, I'm not sure. Pebbles can carry in certain situations because he has a lot of physical damage, but then you really need to focus on also keeping the enemy team down, and an Alchemist Bones might not be the best way to do that. You know, you might just want to go for a Hellflower or for Demonic if you want more physical armor. But yeah, I mean, he is taking out the triple stack now. I would like to see them focus on the Moira PK though, because as we've seen in very many games recently, he does big, like a Moira with a PK is pretty much all you need. So,
and clearly they're very roam heavy here. You know, the Defo, they've been going around the portal key, the Nymphora for that matter. So yeah, getting a portal key on Moira would do wonders, I'm sure, for this Hellborn team. But it does ultimately also go back to this Emerald Warden, and again, he's been struggling. Everyone has, other than Pebbles, to be fair. So, but he's level 10. He went those ghost much as he talked about. He's been sitting on the Soul Scream ring. I mean, I would ask, what do you think we should see on him? His farm, though, is just not really the best. But what should we see on him, you think, you know, knowing the circumstances here?
Like, that hero is one we see so little of that I'm not entirely sure, because you generally have like a Team M build you would go, or you would go for a, you know, more serious competitive game. So what you often see in matchmaking is that, for example, a Magnus would go for Ghost Marchers instead of Steam Boots. I personally feel that Steam Boots are just, you know, you need to use them with higher skill cap. You need to really make sure to switch to conserve all your mana to make sure that you can get multiple stuns in. With Emerald Warden, I can just say that the Energizer, it's a good start, but if he's gonna want to carry, he's just got to get more GPM. Like, Geometer's Bane would be great to get rid of the slow from both Gemini and Martyr, as well as the Puppeteer's Hold, but then again, he'll also need a Shrunken because he's going to have to tank out a Magnus and a Midas, like all these AoE abilities. So I would say that first he should start off with a bit defensive items because they do have the Pebbles for damage right now. But in a he is going to have to build damage, and that will be in the form of either a Genjuro, Wingbow, Savage, Rift Shards, along those lines.
All right.
One cool thing you can actually do with Emerald Warden, though, is that if you get a Shroud and then use your silencing shot from the Shroud, you deal your 125 damage from the Shroud as magic damage rather than physical damage.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Nice nifty mechanic.
It's like all these little things, just like the fact that you can like kill your overgrowth early and then it, you know, gets used earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, that change there. So
we've mentioned that before.
Yeah, you see, again, you mentioned that change going into this, that he got a couple of those, the wolves a little bit stronger, but then also the overgrowth itself now can place 5 traps in total, so using that for a little bit more vision, perhaps, and getting an idea of where the Legion team is, of course. But
he hasn't really used it so far, though.
Has he really not? Okay.
No, he really hasn't. Like, he just turned level 10, and that's when he skilled the ability. So, I mean, he has those 2 overgrowths behind the tower now in case they decide to dive, which is, you know, a preferable strategy. But if he had blocked Magnus's woods, he wouldn't have had half of a good time he would have otherwise had.
Yeah.
Oh, ulti though, Magnus.
He's going to be ulting in. He is the eruption going off in 4 right off the bat. It's a Gemini. Beautiful follow-ups done. Emerald Ward instead as well. Pebbles jumps in, but as soon as he did, he took a transmute. He finally gets a combo up, but the wings are up on him. It's going to keep him well alive. Down goes Pebbles. And the Arcane Vortex in the background. GG well played is already being called, and understandably, especially after the fight went that way. No chance for a team to disband. I mean, the transmute timing as well just happened to be perfect, so good attempt, but yeah, Bad Monkey Gaming on a mission here, and they take game number 1 here in this best out of 5. So, I mean, really, is there a whole lot to say about that game 1, though? Sure can.
I think I don't want to blame the ringers, but I'm going to blame the ringers. Like Moira's suicide, Moira's suicide. I mean, I think it's just something that Abu Ibrahim thinks, like, you know, he thinks he can play well in Team M or in lower ranked games, but against, I don't know, against a, you know, a Gemini played by Balthazar, it's going to be difficult. And you just saw his experience in the last team fight as well. I kind of want to call him out for it because the Magnus ulti came out, he was outside of it, but he didn't use his ultimate to negate all of the damage.
Okay.
Basically, Emerald Warden got down to half-life, then Gemini came in stunned too, but he really should have been on point with that ultimate, because then the Magnus ulti is completely useless.
Yeah. Yeah, I got the replay up right here. Yeah, I mean, again, it's just a lot of factors. Obviously, at that point, too, BMG was just pretty far ahead, but yeah, maybe a little bit of misplays that would have given them at least a chance there, a little bit better of a chance even in the last fight, but in the big picture, though, again, Guifix, he had a hell of a time on the Pebbles. They set him up to do so, which is what you usually want to do, of course, when you have a Pebbles on your team. But in the long run, nobody else was able to get anything going. And a little unfortunate, too, because I would have liked to see the Martyr especially scale. And, hell, even the Emerald Warden, to be fair. But in the end, it was just domination. So we got to see a little bit of the Martyr, at least. You know, again, that Soul's Conviction synergy and how that could be a powerful tool. So maybe this is something Boxy trying out here, at least see how it works in the tournament format, and then we'll see where that goes from here. But who knows? Anyways, we got to go on a break here. We got game number 2 coming up, of course. Again, this is a best out of 5, guys, so still plenty more action going to be coming at you. But right now, Bad Monkey Gaming is up 1-0 here in this best of 5. So stay tuned. We'll be right back here on Honcast. The Deadeye Bounty League continues with game number 2.